I guess that's your garden variety marsh thistle.
Well,
We have it.
we've given it a Google, and we've gotten Texas thistle, we've gotten marsh thistle, and my personal favorite, the horrid thistle. So this is kind of what we're doing. I don't think we're going to cut them all down because it's a really good food source for bees and
Butterflies.
bees, butterflies, any of the pollinators. And so I don't want to wipe out their food source, but this is our garden space, and I'd prefer not to have a garden full of thistles. So,
Super invasive, and they are all over the pasture.
I mean, this one has.
Let me zoom in on that one.
Yeah, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blossoms.
Wow.
So I wonder how many seeds that would be.
Once the seed's set, virtually impossible to get rid of these from our research. What's another cool thing about them?
They're edible.
Edible.
And there's a couple of ways you can do it. I've never eaten them. I'm going to preface this. But we're pretty much experts at it because we watched 2 YouTube videos all about it. So, but you take the pricklies off, which seems like a pretty fair start to me.
Now here's the thing, what they don't know. That machete's cutting through them pretty easy, but those thistles, those branches, those leaves go right through the leather gloves. You have to be real careful when you pick them up after we cut them down.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go.
You kind of, from what I've read, you kind of eat them like celery. You can saute them, or you can just put some olive oil, salt, and pepper on them and eat them raw. So we're probably going to give it a try.
Did you know about the medicinal benefits of them?
I haven't looked those up yet. Michael,
I did. I did. Digestive, and believe it or not, lung. Good for your lung, good for your immune, good for your digestive system.
Which part of the thistle?
The stalk. The stalk is what you want to eat. It's in the family of the celery, so it's more like a celery, rhubarb. It's got a big taproot that goes down and then goes out horizontally. They seed from the flower, so cutting them down is the beginning, and if they start to resprout, you cut them down again. So we didn't want to mow them down
because we don't want the seeds all over.
Because the seeds would be all over the place.
So here's the other thing too. I mean, there's some. My neighbor was asking me about. I love this. They have horses, and so they're very cautious about what they put on their ground. And I'm so grateful that they bought the property next to us, because much rather have that than somebody going along with the...
When you're talking about neighbors, you're talking about our neighbors that own that property right behind me.
Yeah.
So I'm facing you right now. You are facing south. I'm facing north. That's the south pasture. They own those 2 acres next to us.
12, but...
Well, the side of the fence.
Oh.
And so they're going to have horses and whatnot. So anyway, let me get the camera back.
About ways to handle this thistle problem, and she was asking me if I had any experience with vinegar and salt. And I know that vinegar is a great way to knock off some foliage, but I wasn't sure, like, if it grows from the root, killing the foliage isn't going to do any good. So I started Googling, and then you can put table salt or Epsom salt in with it, but the table salt will kill it, like nothing will ever grow. If I poured table salt and vinegar here, nothing would ever grow here again. Think who was it that came in and salted their enemies' lands? Do you remember? Was it Carthage?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, but the Epsom salt is actually a type of fertilizer. It helps strengthen the plant. So that is what I found out about those options. And if you're going to use vinegar, which also will kill any earthworms or any beneficial beneficial nematodes or anything else in there, it's going to kill it. You've got to have a really high acid, the higher acid vinegar, and it'll kill it, whatever's under there. So we opted for, I'm gonna call it therapy.
See there?
I have never used a machete before. I am sort of loving this more than I should. David the Good uses a machete. He uses it to dig with. He uses it to chop and drop. He uses it for all kinds of things. And I've always been a little bit intimidated by them. But I am more intimidated by these big old thorns.
Yeah.
Thistle. So, machete it is.
And we are putting them as we chop into that bag right there. We have 3 of those big giant, they're probably, I don't know, 50-gallon bags that we are going to dry them and burn them, what we don't eat. I think we have more than we can possibly eat.
We'll never go hungry.
No, we've got plenty.
Hey, if you have any tips on thistles.
Yeah, if any of you guys have any practical knowledge of eating, prepping thistle,
Or getting it out of your
or your
garden.
Or doing it by hand, and we have quite a bit of property to get them all out. As you can see, as I roll the camera towards the west, we've done quite a bit already. You just got to be careful because the thorns will go right through your glove. Surprising. All right, Catherine, anything else you want to give?
Y'all be sweet.
All right, take care.